That's why in front of all the students yesterday, I called you all types of bitch ass niggas, because that's what the fuck you were.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine if you are new here. If you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So, we as parents are our children's first teachers. Okay? We are setting the tone, we are setting the standard, and it is up to us to teach them and show them in our actions, not just our words, but our actions as to how to conduct themselves in good, bad, and indifferent situations, right? The hardest thing for us to do as parents is to remain in the role of a parent, right? When we get upset, when we get frustrated, we tend to forget that our kids are watching and they're learning, especially as women, especially as Black women. And I want to share this video for y'all. I'm going to break it up into different parts because I really want you to understand the reality of these women, okay? And let's just get into the first part of this video.
So an incident happened Monday concerning my 12-year-old son, where his dean called himself bullying my kid and made him do some inappropriate stuff that I went up to the school yesterday and lost my shit. Okay, first of all, my son was play fighting in the lunchroom with one of his friends, and as a result of that, the dean thought it was appropriate to make my son hold hands with the young man that he was play fighting with, and threatened him with suspension if he didn't hold hands and stand in front of a lunchroom full of students. Swing hands together. He then proceeded to make my son face the young man, hold their hands like this while they looked at each other, while other students laughed and ridiculed my kid, talk about y'all make a cute couple. He then made my son and the young man walk hands. He then proceeded to tell my son and his friend to walk up to the second floor hand in hand and walk through the hallway on their way to class. If anybody was to say his name or his friend's name, he had to turn around and hug this young man every time somebody was to say their name. I don't know what type of homosexual stuff you are on, or why you feel as though as a grown-ass man you want to see two young men lock hands and walk down the hallway. But the way you humiliated my child, I'm going to make it a point to humiliate you every chance I get. I'm going to bully the shit out of you.
So, I'm going to say this. From what she shared about her son and what he was told to do, I personally do believe that the dean, I don't think that was necessary. I think the climate that we live in today and the comments that can be made to a child, a young Black boy, possibly being homosexual, calling him gay, I think that the dean wasn't thinking about that, right? You thinking probably just about y'all not using your hands correctly. Now you're going to have to do something to, the thought was to embarrass them, right? And maybe it wasn't necessary wanting them to be bullied, right? But the climate that we live in today, having two young boys hold hands, walk up the hall holding hands together, I think that was not okay, right? And again, because these are jokes that are not funny. Okay. We know that these kids throw the word gay or, homosexual around very loosely. And for a little boy to be possibly accused of being gay is like, no, I don't like that. Right. So I don't think mom was wrong for feeling that way about how that was not okay. Okay. I don't think that she was wrong about that. Where I think it went left was the way that she decided to handle the situation. Okay. We as parents, we have the right to advocate for our children. We do, right? Because everybody doesn't see it the same way that you see it. They don't understand how hard it may be. They may not be parents to get the severity of what my son might be experiencing now that this has happened, right? I don't want people to think that I'm gay because I held his hand. We walk in the hallways. Like that's how it is out here, right? So again, I want you to hear me that I don't agree that that was the proper thing to do. There could have been other options to reprimand them, but I think locking hands, holding hands, looking each other eyes, I just think that that was not the right move to make in today's climate. Now, I want to share where I believe mom is all the way wrong and she is not setting a good example for her child at all. Okay. And this is how she decided to handle this situation or plan to handle this situation, where I think this is the reality of these women. And we're going to come back and talk about it.
There's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. I'm going to make you pay for it. The same way you made my son feel, I'm going to make you feel every chance I get. That's why in front of all the students yesterday, I called you all types of bitch ass niggas, because that's what the fuck you were. Aside from me bullying you, I'm going to go to the furthest extent of the law to make sure that you understand that you shouldn't be working with children. Because there's certain things that you don't do psychologically to a child that can't defend themselves. And y'all want children to respect authority, and y'all want children to respect their teachers and respect their elders, and then y'all mistreat children in the way that y'all do, and then y'all hold over top of their head that they're going to get in trouble from their parents. I'm always team my kid. Yes, I make my children respect adults. Yes, I make my children respect authority. Yes, I make my children respect their teachers, because that's what they're supposed to do. But I'm always team my child, and I will go to the furthest extent to protect my child. I do not care about none of that Joe shit. I don't care about none of that stuff. Like, when it comes to my kid and you playing with any of my children, I will go to the furthest extent to make sure that you pay for that shit.
I thought it was a good idea because they're friends. I didn't think it would cause, like, I didn't think it would cause.
You didn't find a problem with two teenage boys locking hands, telling two teenage boys to lock hands and swing their hands together, and then tell them to face each other and lock their hands together, and then tell them to walk hand in hand through a hallway full of fucking people, and tell them to go ahead on and walk up to the second floor, and then when they get to the classroom, hug each other, be fine enough, and you think, are you gay?
I'm not gay.
Are you homosexual?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so as a grown ass man, are you gonna lock hands with your hand, homeboy, and walk through a hallway? Swing a hand? No, question. Are you gonna lock your hands with another grown ass man and walk through a hallway?
His name is Dean Millwood. He's the dean at Mastery Charter School. I just want you to know you're a bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna make sure that I humiliate you every chance I get, because you actually get pleasure out of watching little boys walk hand in hand and making them hug on each other and do goofy, weird shit. I feel like you're projecting the fact that you're really DL, that you really like men, and you really get pleasure out of looking at little boys. You're a pervert. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows it. And anybody that has this man as a dean whose children has been violated in any type of way, DM me. Because to my understanding, he does a lot of little cute, sarcastic shit with our kids, and we don't even be knowing about it.
So her idea is to bully and humiliate the dean. This woman has put this man's picture in her Instagram stories. His name, has called him all type of creeps, called him a pedophile. Y'all follow where I'm going. So the idea that you are teaching your child how to handle situations that he may not agree with is to go bully and try to humiliate and try, like, how are you going to bully the dean? You understand? Like, if you want to take it to the police, take it to the police. If you want to make a formal complaint with the school district, do that. But why do we need to do all of this? Why do we need to come to the Instagram and automatically call a man gay? Right? I don't believe, for me, the intentions was to put them in a situation where kids will call them gay. Poor judgment, absolutely. But he doesn't need to work with kids. He's a creep. She's calling him, like, literally, and it's sad. Because what type of example are you setting for your child? What kind of example are you setting when you do something like this? Going to the school, calling them all type of names. It's just not, it's not okay. Now, again, you could be right in one part of the situation, but you are all the way wrong in this and toward to this other half of it. All the way wrong. Because you're not teaching anything. You are like, do you even care that your son was play fighting in school? Are you, have you addressed that? Have you addressed that as the problem? Or do you just want to find a reason to do this? I don't know why our go-to thing is to go to social media. Because you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble by doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are coming online and putting this man personal business out there, where he works at. He's a creep. He's a pedophile. Imagine what this is going to do with all the other parents. What is it going to bring attention to the school? Your son is still going to the school, I'm assuming. What if he says that you're threatening him, you're bullying him, you're harassing him? What you are. And again, this is type of example you want to show your kids. This woman says she has three sons and a daughter. And this is how she's on Instagram. This is the way that she presents herself.
Baby girl, you know you're my favorite girl. I've been all around the world trying to find.
That's mommy. Okay? Mommy want to have a good time and show her behind. Okay? That's mommy. That's mommy who calls men out of their name when they piss her off. Okay? We have to realize that we can't stoop so low. We got to learn how to elevate and handle things accordingly. Because I can't on one end say right is right, wrong is wrong. But what part of this are you wrong? And she said, I don't care how y'all want me to handle. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Y'all talking about something, it's a better way to handle it. No, I handled it the way I wanted to handle it. The same way he thought it was okay to publicly humiliate my kid is the same way I'm going to publicly humiliate him. And that's just point blank, period.
She don't care. So again, what do we teach our kids? Your thoughts of doing things your way is publicly exposing this man's information, calling him gay, calling him a creep, calling him he doesn't need to work with kids, is the way that you think you should handle it. You think that this is the best way to go about handling this situation. And you think you get off, scot-free. You think you get off with nothing happening to you. I think that is the sad reality of the situation, that she don't even realize that what you're doing is not okay. Like, you don't even realize, like, this can go left. You think that you're doing something to him when he could flip this whole thing around, and then you can look like the aggressor. You can look like the bully, which you are. You're admitting that you want to humiliate him. You're admitting that you're going to bully him. You're openly admitting that. There's no proof that this man is openly admitting that he wanted to bully your son or humiliate your son. This is what you're saying out your mouth. So when women get in these men's faces and they want to curse about, calling out their name, it's also like, what if God forbid he was to approach you like you think he is, what you think he is, and he show you that he's not that. And I don't support violence. I'm not saying it, but women, we are so too comfortable getting into men's faces and talking to them any kind of way. And now again, you're calling this man gay. He's a homosexual. He's this. He's that. It's crazy, and it's sad. This is the reality of who's raising these children. But again, as always, these are just my thoughts. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that the dean was right in the situation? Do y'all think he was, could have handled it totally different, had a different type of punishment? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this topic, of course. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode soon. Bye.